In a constantly changing world, an open, inquisitive outlook is quintessential. Companies must change, otherwise they will not survive. And change is increasingly seen as a normal part of business practice. If you, as an entrepreneur or manager, need to make changes in your company or business, it is vital that you realize you have to start with yourself. What has been your focus area until now is the question that needs to be asked. And is that focus still relevant? Perhaps you were focused especially on financial results or the quality of business processes. You might well have been successful in that focus. Maybe it was your intention to optimize the use of assets by adding value to achieve maximal profits. Granted, this can be crucial in any given period. But beware, there will undoubtedly be signals that other issues will prove to be important or even dominant. Sometimes managers discover too late that employees have become increasingly critical of them or of the company. It can come as quite a shock to be confronted with discontent among employees. Where does the company falter? What is the cause? Of course, it's in the way the company is being managed. Sometimes managers discover too late that products, services, or technologies have become outdated, or crises arise with accidents or production interruptions due to increased uncertainty and staff insecurity. Where does the company falter? What is the cause? Of course, it's in the way the company is being managed. Managers are often too slow in discovering that customers have begun to criticize the company's products, services, or customer focus. And if any of this happens to you, what will you do? Are you going to change? Of course, you say, naturally. But it is not natural or obvious. In fact, it's pretty difficult to change. Things falling apart in areas where you thought you were really good, doing things you have to but are not sure you can, starting a process without knowing what it will bring to you, in what it will result. Reddin's 3-dimension managerial effectiveness seminar has proven to offer excellent tools to foster change in the willingness of managers, to help them bring about change and to make them excited about it. In this seminar, managers learn that they have managerial qualities which are underutilized because they do not realize the value these qualities can add to their positions. They learn to make more use of their managerial and leadership skills. They learn, especially, to be conscious about which interests and issues are current, the most relevant and dominant, and which need to be managed appropriately. Not to manage from impulse or from personal motives, but to manage from understanding what is really needed. Managers learn to find a balance between all the conflicting demands they face. It is about asking what the market needs, what the customer wants, what the government requires, but also about what factors are important for the company to thrive. Reduced costs, increased revenues, quality and safety, and especially sound policy and culture. To what values does our company aspire, and how do we want to treat each other? Openness, trust, appreciation, encouragement, necessary change, renewal. If you would like to change anything as an entrepreneur in your business or as a manager in your company, then it is vital to realize that you have to start the change within yourself. And participants in the seminar do exactly that. In preparation for the seminar, they study the theory and so recognize much of themselves in their readings. They complete tests, carry out assignments, and review case studies. This learning sometimes provides amazing insights into their own perspectives. They learn to be attentive to all those signals that indicate whether they, as managers, do the right thing in the right way, and they learn to respond appropriately. They learn to adjust, to become more self-directing, and to be more self-correcting. During the seminar, participants discover new aspects of their own behavior, and they recognize the effects of managerial behavior in intense team and group situations. It is a unique learning experience. Learning by doing and doing by learning.
I learned to see my management function in a whole new way.
Now I understand why it often went wrong in the past.
Actually, the management profession is not so difficult, not if you use your senses and take what you perceive seriously. Then it is often easy to manage in the correct manner.
I now understand how important it is to respond to different situations in a flexible way.
I've discovered that I have a lot more capabilities than I thought before, and I'm able to use them.
Management can really be fun.
I now understand that I can be real, authentic, not by tricks or techniques, but by careful observation, thought, and action.
During the seminar, the synergy within a team acts to enhance the learning experience of each team member. Forces which promote or hinder cooperation are recognized and reinforced or adjusted. Moreover, the importance of synergy in any team and company is discovered.
One participant said, "We've reinvented ourselves." By the end of the seminar, we had each found a new enthusiasm for our management profession.
More than 6 weeks before the seminar began, I received 2 thick folders with instructions to study the theory and to perform certain tasks. This took me about 30 hours, but the work was interesting and challenging, so it was no trouble. When I arrived at the venue, I was happy to have planned the work and prepared myself very well.
We started on a Sunday at the end of the afternoon, time enough to get to the hotel. The seminar started immediately with a detailed explanation of the purpose, content, and method. We had already been assigned to 4 teams of 6 participants each. The seminar instructor had made a variation in each team for education, experience, age, function, and some other criteria that later became more clear.
Immediately after dinner, which was served within an hour, we were assigned our first task. We went in our teams to team rooms to perform the task. It took us until after midnight. We worked as a team to find the right solutions to the issues that we had been presented.
After a very short night, we continued the seminar the next morning at exactly 8 o'clock, when we were instructed to give an explanation of our team effort. The results of the teams were compared and evaluated, and it became clear which teams had done well and which teams had scored less well. And also, it became clear that the measurement showed the quality of the cooperation in the teams. When we received our second task at 10:30 on the Monday morning, it felt as if we had already spent several days together in the seminar.
For the rest of the week, we used this working procedure, from early in the morning until very late at night with only short breaks. First, an introduction to the topic. Then, practice in the theory through a variety of team tasks. Results were compared and the team's performance was analyzed. The seminar instructors always kept their distance, so we were forced to seek answers in our team or among other teams. The instructors briefed us, ensured a tight seminar process, and intervened when it was really needed, but that happened almost without our noticing.
During the seminar, we discovered how important it is to pay constant attention to signals that tell us whether we are on the right track as managers, and also what signs tell us about what we need to do to become more effective and to stay more effective. One most important thing we discovered is that the learning is not only theoretical or from exercises in a team room, but is also reflected in actual reality. On Tuesday afternoon, we had an opportunity to go outdoors for a short time, but even then, we received all kinds of team orders. It was not only fun to do, but as team members, we saw each other in a different light, and we discovered other things about each other.
The first 3 days of the seminar were focused on understanding and processing theory. Over the following days, we were asked to practice application of the theory to our back-home situations. My organization and my own function there were the starting points. On Thursday, we focused on ourselves as managers. I had already received many insights about my managerial behavior, not only from the preparatory work and from tests I'd completed, but also from what I discovered about myself while working with my seminar team. And now I learned how to interpret all these signals. I learned how I can use this awareness to my advantage as a manager, to achieve more success and also have more fun in the practice of my work function. On Friday, we took stock of this intensive seminar. We were commissioned to create a plan for the practical application of what we had learned and discovered in our daily work. And of course, again in our teams, we had to give each member practical advice. Real plans for our daily practice, not just intentions, but binding agreements. We made commitments to ourselves and to each other.
In a constantly changing world, an open, inquisitive outlook is an absolute necessity. Companies must change, otherwise they will not survive. Managers must provide consistent guidance in changing circumstances. And to speak in the words of Bill Reddin and Peter Drucker, they are asked to secure continuity, to allow for changes, and to realize innovations. In short, it is the manager's job to be effective. It's his only job. The 3D Managerial Effectiveness Seminar provides the manager with the tools to make this happen.